Hi, this is Rich from Pre-Promotion Stocks, and the purpose of this video is to teach you about our program. I am a former stock promoter, hence this is not my real voice, and the purpose of our program is to help teach you how to find the penny stocks that are about to be promoted before any pumping begins. It's all based on one simple premise. The best of best pump and dumps form a near perfect parabola. Tim has perfected the art of the second half of the parabola. Pre-promotion stock seeks to identify these upcoming stock promotions before their campaigns actually begin. MSEH, for example, in early 2010, you see this slow and steady uptick on a surging volume, relatively speaking. That is not from stock promotion. That is from front running. I would have spotted it within a day or two. Probably would not have called it at that point, but it would have been on my radar. Would have still been on my radar throughout the sideways action, and as soon as volume picked up again, I would have spotted it around $1.25. It's quite easy. HHWW, for instance. Zero volume historically, and then all of a sudden, in early November, started trading few shares little by little with a slow and steady uptick. It ended up being probably the biggest pump and dump of 2010, and I called it at 80 cents. Want proof? Let's check out the Gmail account. November 8th, pre-market, HHWW. Now this was not a true pre-promotion stocks, because it was promoted that night by smallcaptions.com. But part of my job is to follow every promoter, see who works with who, and to see who the leadoff promoters are. And I knew that Mr. X had been hot lately, so I thought it was a great buy at that point. Another example, TNGS, arguably my best pre-promotion gem of 2010. Once again, zero historical volume, then all of a sudden starts a slow and steady uptick. Where did I find TNGS? For the first time, it was on December 10th, pre-market. Now you may look at this and say, why did I call it here? Why not down here? You have to validate that these are actually going to be promoted stocks. Down here, it's too illiquid. It's a coin flip. But once it gets to this point, on December 9th and 10th, it's pretty much verified that something is happening behind the scenes. Okay, and today we're working on KNKT. It was the best performing stock of the OTC markets, promotional wise, and I found it back in the 60s and 70s. I actually bought it at 79 cents, and I called it a pre-promotion gem, I believe on January 20th, pre-market. Once again, you may look at this and say, why not call it sooner? You need to verify that there are a few $100,000 worth of stock traded. Otherwise, it's a coin flip. Once I validate it up at this section, the odds of it being a pump and dump are pretty high. How are we doing on investimonials? Pretty damn good. But the only way we're going to get better is if we look at the worst complaints. This gentleman argues that we alerted ARDM at 27 cents on October 19th, which is true. But to play devil's advocate, I also alerted it for the first time as a pre-promotion gem at 20 cents, right before the big run-up. But I did alert it again near the high, because they released Phase 2B results. And too bad I wasn't a subscriber to buy a run-up, because it was a prime case of the news. And my biggest mistake was venturing outside of my pre-promotion strategy. This was not a pre-promotion stock. I just thought it would go up that day because they announced good results. But you can only learn and get better. The other complaint is that this person's claiming that I received compensation, which is absolutely not true. I've never received compensation for any stock mentioned in the pre-promotion stocks program, and I never will, period. On Profitly, we're doing pretty well too. Only 132 trades, so we're still a very small membership, but we've got over 80% wins. What's even more significant than that 80% number is the fact that most of our trades are 20, 30, 40, 100% gains. I mean, to have an 80% win rate, if you're scalping 1 or 2%, that's pretty good. But to have an 80% win rate when you're making 108% gain in 5 days, that opens your eyes. Pick out one more random one. Okay. Best damn penny stock pick. Spotted it in advance. Paradox trader. Made a quick 80% overnight. So, come along to our site, prepromotionstocks.com. A quick update. Just finished the presentation about half an hour ago. Back then our trading results showed about $40,000 worth of gains on Profitly. Now, a couple hours later, $46,000. So let's see who made money. I believe it was Joe Profit. Here we go. Another $4,700 gain on CWNR. Best damn penny stocks pick. Fantastic 94% gain. Way to go, Joe.